Hello, I'm Elizabeth White and today I'm going to show you how to paint a large poppy canvas. If you take a canvas, any size square will do, and then divide it to make petals, 4, 5, whatever it's the sort of petals you've been looking at the poppies. And with a pencil, just draw the shapes. Start off centre and always leave some part that's going to be white. Take as many different reds as you have in your palette: alizarin crimson, cadmium red light, that's an orange, that's a lemon yellow. Any red will do, and take 3 or 4 of them onto your paintbrush at once and start with broad strokes and mix the actual colours of the paint on the canvas. Work up to the edges, and if you want a lighter patch, add some orange or some lemon. Don't be tempted to add white to this unless you want a pink poppy. The brush is a 1-inch brush, quite stiff, used for acrylics. If you can have some poppies or some pictures of poppies near you, you can see how the shading goes. You're going to do this several times. I like to cover it completely and then leave it to dry overnight so the acrylic really sets, and then put another layer on. The more layers you put on, the better the poppy will look. Now here you're going to want a difference in colour because of the petal, so I'm going to start off there with a bit of a lighter orange, the lemon yellow, so that we're getting a very definite petal change. And then take some red into it. Play around trying to get where the light is going to show on each individual petal, and get the contours of the petals showing. I'm not using any water here. You can do, or you can use a medium. If you like a really shiny poppy, then you could use a gloss medium. Turn the canvas round so I can get into the top corner. There I've gone in with a darker red to make the difference in the petal. When I come over with the second layer, I'll probably lighten that up a bit or make that one darker so there isn't too much of a contrast. A lot of poppies do have 4 petals, but for a painting it actually looks more realistic if you've got 5, because the balance looks better, so up to you, that one. Don't ever start right at the edge, always start a bit in and then move towards white. Some people put an undercolour on, but I think the red needs the white background to really get the depth of colour you're wanting. If you do want to try something underneath it, try a turquoise, but it will give you a darker poppy, and let some of it show through in the centre. Now that has started to dry. You can see the various different colours outlining the petals, so now I would leave that overnight and then work on it the next day and put another coat on and another coat until I had what I considered to be a satisfactory poppy. To create the centre of the poppy, take a smaller brush, the round brush, and I use Payne's Grey for this. Start in the centre and don't make it completely round because otherwise it'll make it look very flat. Try and make it oval and do a series of sort of small movements. Centre of the poppy is very black in the centre, but then as it goes out, see the red shining through. Sometimes I do this with my finger and do find that you get a sort of nice splodgy effect if you use your finger. If you want, you can then take a dry brush and just very gently pull some of the black out to create more of a shape. Just take a little tiny bit of yellow and wherever the light's shining on the painting, just to add that black, work it in. And then if you finish off the edges there with a bit of white paint, you have your poppy painting.